Hey guys, it's Danny, and today I have my I have all of my Jeffree Star palettes all around me, and this is gonna be like the ranking video. This is all of them, all 16 of them, from my favorite to my least favorite, all ranked because I did my favorite palettes video, then I did like my least favorite palettes video, and then I did a video for like all the palettes that were like in between that didn't make it. So I thought I would actually rank them because in those videos they weren't ranked. So I thought it'd be fun to just sit and just rank them all. So I have them all around me, like I said, and they're kind of like in order. And I also have the list written down right here so I can reference it if I'm like, oh god, where'd it go? You know what I mean? So yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to start. Starting with my favorite, and we're going to go to my least favorite. So number one, my all-time favorite palette is Alien. The only reason this one is number one and not number two is because this one's limited edition. Well, was it limited edition? It's discontinued now, so you can't get it anymore. And I do have two of these. I have this one and then I have my backup. So yes, this one is number one and not number two because you can't get it anymore. So that bumped it up for me. This is the color palette. I love the color story on this. I kind of wish he'd go back to doing color palettes like this, where they weren't, you know, like so themed. Like this was like Alien, and it's got a bunch of really grungy, you know, kind of great colors. And it goes. It's a really good color story, and it goes. Like, it just seems that he's kind of like here recently, all of his palettes have been kind of like themed, like Pricked is orange, Bloodlust was purple, Pink Religion was pink, you know. I wanted to go back to palettes like this, you know, or at least incorporate some of, you know, them again. Like, and he did that with the Weirdo palette, the mini Weirdo palette that just came out, so I do love that. So, like I said, Alien, number one favorite. I have two. If I had to pick a favorite color in this palette, it would be Probed. If you have this palette, it's a great palette. If you can find it and get your hands on it at a reasonable price, I say do it because it's great. My number two palette should be no surprise to anybody, and it is Cremated. This would be number one, and Alien would be number two if Alien was not discontinued. So, Cremated is my all-time favorite. Well, Cremated is my number two. This is Cremated. It's all grays and grays. I really, really love it. It's a really great palette. I use it a ton. It's really great. I have like 3 or 4 or 5, I don't know, at least 4 videos with this palette, and I really should start using it again because it was really great. It was a really easy palette to work with, and just really pretty color. Like, just everything about it was really good. I really enjoyed it. This one, if you don't have, I do suggest picking it up because it is wonderful. Number 3 is actually Star Ranch. This is actually a pretty new palette, so I'm surprised it's so high up on my list, but it is. I love the blues and the browns together. Do I think there needed to be 4 blues? No. I think we could have did with just these 2 shimmery blues and maybe gotten rid of this darker shimmery blue and this matte blue. I think we could have gotten rid of both of those, or at least one of them, and did a different color. This shimmery green though is very beautiful, and I love all of these neutrals, especially Yak Farm. I already bought myself another one of these just for Yak Farm. because it's beautiful. And if he puts it in a single, I'll probably buy the single too, because that color is just the perfect color. Oh my god. And that is why it's so high up on the list, even though it's pretty new. It's so good. The mini palettes are only $28, so I do suggest picking up the minis, but especially this one, because it is just immaculate, just beautiful. If you're gonna pick up a mini, pick up this one. Number 4 on my list is Thirsty. Now Thirsty is also discontinued. This is out of stock on his site. It's not on his site anymore. He did say right before, I think it was right before the Summer Mystery Box launch, or right after the Summer Mystery Box launch, he mentioned that it was sometime in the summer months. He had mentioned that this was low in stock, and that once this one was gone, he was not restocking it, because he had just brought it back for the one extra run, and that run was almost over. Then after that, he wasn't bringing it back again. So you can't get this on Jeffree Star's website anymore. But if you do still want Thirsty, you can still get it on Beautylicious website. You can still get this on Beautylicious website. It is still on stock there, but once it's out of stock on their website, it won't be restocked again either. This is what it looks like. I really love it. I don't really love these 3 colors or this color right here, but I love these other colors, and I love the shimmers. Oh my gosh, the shimmers are so pretty. I have been using this one a lot. I have 2 of these as well. I have been using this palette a lot for date night. This has been my go-to palette the last like 4 or 5 times me and my hubby have gone out for date night. This has been the palette I've used. So I absolutely love the shimmers. So this is a good palette. Like I said, you can still get it at on beautylish.com. If you are wanting to pick it up, I do suggest getting it. So yeah, again, it's beautiful, and it's just a great palette. It just is. Next up is the OG Blood Sugar. This was only his 3rd palette he ever did, and this one, when it came out, the entire universe, I think, collectively lost their freaking shit. And I mean, it is beautiful. This was his first trunk. This was his first kind of like color themed palette, because it was blood sugar, it was reds, and you know, stuff like that, but it was still very neutral. Like there were still quite a bit of neutrals in this one, you know, like with the top row, with the exception of Intravenous, this one on the end that's kind of a brown red, you know, and then a cup, you know, a purple and a pink, and like, but just, oh, in the formula of these shadows, this is the formula that like I just totally fell in love with. His eyeshadow formula cannot be beat. This is a great palette. He has it in 2 different packagings. I think the white one is still up, I'm not sure. This is the original packaging, and then for like the anniversary, he did it again, but he reversed it where the writing was red and the box itself was white. I am not 100% sure if those are still for sale, but I know you can still get Blood Sugar regardless, and it's great, and you should get it. It's wonderful. Next up, hold on. Next up is Mini Orgy. This is number 6. This is number 6, and it is Mini Orgy. This is what the inside looks like. This is an all shimmer mini palette, and oh, it's so pretty. Again, the mini palettes are only $28. I know the first batch of this mini palette, something went wrong and the colors weren't pigmented, but this is not that. He's fixed it, and now it's just beautiful and gorgeous. And again, like I said, it's an all shimmer palette. I'm trying to hold it in such a way that the light catches all of them, but some of them are a little bit more impactful than others. Like some of them are a little bit more, you know, like these two right here. They're catching all the light. Really good palette. So next up, number 7 on the list is the Conspiracy palette, and this is the one he did with Shane Dawson. I love Shane Dawson. I love Jeffree Star. I love everybody. And this one, for one, I love the packaging. Like the little pyramid, I love. I also hate, but I kind of have a love-hate thing with all of the trunks. Not gonna lie, because they're so thick. I kind of wish they weren't so thick. But that's just me. Because it, you know, especially with this one being, you know, like that, I have less room. I can't lay, you know, in my drawers and stuff, but it is what it is. I make it work. But I always thought that this color story was really fun, but still neutral, and was just really cool. And this is that. This top row right here is just my favorite. I love it. I use it a decent amount of times. There are a few colors I think are weird. Like I get them for like their names and also like for the aesthetic and everything. But there are a few colors that I kind of wish were a little bit different or weren't in it here at all. The middle row, I really love the color Trisha. It is so pretty. I like the color food videos. I think it's pretty and fun. But I don't ever use it because it's highlighter yellow. It's weird. This blue shade I think is a little weird, but is also kind of fun. I don't like Not a Fact. I kind of wish Not a Fact wasn't in there at all, but I love like these two and this shimmer, and like these two are so pretty. And again, the top row and like this color right here, just the palette's really good. And the color story is just so interesting to me, and I love it. Next up is Orgy. This one is big, and mine is really dirty. The outside packaging is like that, like matte, kind of like a rubbery kind of feeling soft packaging. So you get eyeshadow on it, and it stays. You can't get that shit off. This one's really big. This is his biggest palette. This is a, I think it's 30 pans. Yes, this is a 30 pan palette. So it is a little bit more expensive too. This one is like $63. And it's huge, like I said, and it's all matte, which is why the mini Orgy is all shimmery. It's like, this one's really pretty, and like I said, it's all matte. I like this one, and it's kind of, like I said, in the middle ground. It's number 8 on the list because of the fact that it's just all matte and it's just very basic. But I do like having all of these nice basic neutrals in the Jeffree Star formula because I love Jeffree Star's formula. So I like having all of these nice neutrals in his, you know, in his formula. So I do love that he put this out. I know a lot of people, when it came out, were all like, oh, it's so boring. And it is. It is. This is the epitome of basic bitchness. Especially when it comes to Jeffree, but I love it because who doesn't need or want, or, you know, you need it for certain things. Who doesn't need a nice basic bitch palette? And with this one, you know, I have damn near any and every freaking matte neutral color I could ever want in one. So I love that. Next up is Blood Money. This one is super pretty. Again, it's a nice trunk. I like the outside. I like how it looks like an alligator. There, you can go, you can see it. And also, just, I love the browns. I love the greens. I like brown and green together a lot. Like, especially like these darker kind of tones of green with brown. I absolutely love. I'm here for it. I love it. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. So pretty. Next up, if you guys watched my other videos on my Jeffree Star palettes, you'll think to yourself, hey, this palette wasn't in any of the videos. No, it wasn't, because I had put it somewhere else for whatever reason. It wasn't where it was supposed to be, and I forgot about it. But number 11 is Androgyny. And I like this palette, but obviously I forgot I had it. This is the inside of Androgyny. This was only his second palette. It was only a 10 pan, and as you can see, the pans are flippin' humongous. And I mean, I like this palette. I do. I don't use it nearly as much as I probably should. These two colors are a little patchy. This one is hit or miss. Sometimes it cooperates, sometimes it doesn't. These two to me are a little bit patchy. I really like the top row. The top row is like my favorite. And it is. It's a very nice palette. And because this is one of the first ones, and also it's only 10 pans, this one is a little bit cheaper at $45 as opposed to being 50 some dollars. It's 45, so there's that. The next one, oh, I'm sorry, I went out of order. No, I didn't. I'm confused. Anyway, the next one is Pricked. And Pricked I just got. You guys know this. I do have a video of me using it. It is a very orange palette. It's really pretty. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to sound stupid saying it, but it's a little more orange than I thought. And I say that because some of these colors read more like warm, neutrally brown. And when I used some of them, they came off more orange on the eye. I'm looking at you, Thorny. This one right here. That one I thought was going to be a little bit more brown because it looks more brown in the pan, but it comes off more orange on the eyeball, especially on camera. But it's still a really good palette and I still really, really like it. So this one does have the potential of moving up on the list eventually, just because this is a new palette, which is why it's in the middle of the pack right now, because it's new. Sorry, I keep adjusting because my foot's fallen asleep. So yeah, this one has potential to move up the list, but right now it is in the middle of the pack at number 11, because Androgyny was number 10. I think I said Androgyny was number 11, but Androgyny was number 10, and this is number 11. Next up, we have got Jawbreaker. Jawbreaker is really cool. It is a big old rainbow palette. Now, I love Jawbreaker. It's a great palette, and I was actually really excited when I first got it because I didn't have it. I always told myself I would never buy it. I got it in a mystery box. I told myself I'd never buy it because it was rainbow, and I'm like, I'm never going to use it. Da-da-da-da-da. And then I got it in my mystery box, and it inspired me. You know, like I was going through kind of a rut, and I was like, ooh. And I played with all these colors, and I thought the colors looked great. I love that it was pastel and not like I love that a lot of the colors were pastel and not like just bright primary regular colors. And I ended up really liking it. I did like 3 or 4 videos with this palette, and like I said, I really ended up loving it, and it was great. So yeah. And I mean, again, because I love Jeffree Star's eyeshadow formula so much, if I'm gonna have a colorful palette that I might need, where I might need a colorful eyeshadow at some point in time, why not have his, you know? And after that, we've got the Mini Controversy palette next on the list. This is where we start getting into more of my like least favorite-y palettes, and this one, again, in the Shane Dawson collection. And I love Shane, and this is the palette. And the reason I don't love this one more is because I really only like these 4 shadows. I don't really like the purple. It's a little patchy. I don't really like the pink. The 2 blues are beautiful. They really are. I think we could have did without them. This one is also blue, but it kind of pulls off a little bit more white, so it's kind of nice to use as like how some people will set their like eye primer and stuff to help with blending and stuff. So I mean, that's not so bad. But these 2 blues I think we could do without, and I just didn't really like this pink and this purple. But I did really like these ones. I really want the green shade, Put It Back. I really want that one. But I just want the eyeshadow, so I keep hoping he's gonna bring back that single so I can just get the single. But if I have to, I will probably eventually buy the Emerald edition of Mini Controversy. Next up, Blue Blood. Now, this palette is another one I didn't really want, but I did. Blue Blood is beautiful. It has a lot of blues in it, which I don't, use too much, but I really wanted all of the neutral shades in here. And it was just more cost effective for me because I actually traded some of my Jeffree Star products for this. So I technically didn't like pay for it. I traded for it. It was just cheaper for me to do that than it was for me to just go and buy the singles of the neutral colors that are in this palette. So I have this whole palette for 6 shades. But like I said, it was cheaper that way. And a couple of these blue shades are really pretty, and I could see myself messing around with a few of these blue shimmers. Maybe not so much the blue mattes, but these blue shimmers I could really see myself actually using a little bit, and I have played with a few of them. So, next up, we're almost done. Last 2 palettes. Next up is the Mini Breaker, and this one, it's super cute. I really like Hot Fudge, and I really like Slice, and I really like Double Scoop. But this palette just doesn't inspire me. Now, using a couple of these colors with the Jawbreaker palette could work, but this little palette as a little 9-pan palette just doesn't inspire me. I have like one look I do with this. It's not as inspiring. But I do like some of these colors a lot. Like I really like this color right here, Oral. I don't care for Purple Punch, which is the purple in the middle. And I don't care for Foreplay, which is this like pinky color right here. But you know, it's a nice palette, it's cute. But unless it doesn't inspire me unless I'm using it in conjunction with something else. So it just doesn't inspire me. Not like Jawbreaker did. And then number 15, my least favorite palette, is Bloodlust. Bloodlust is my least favorite for a couple reasons. Like, the packaging is beautiful, but is very inconvenient, and it doesn't fit in any of my drawers really well. Pricked is in that same kind of boat where the packaging is not the best. Sorry, like I said, my foot's falling asleep, so I'm trying to adjust. But the color palette, although beautiful, is just not something I use very often. A couple colors in here I absolutely love, like Monarchy, Your Majesty, Royal Pain. Even some of the purple mattes are really good. The shimmers in this palette are out of this freaking world. But, you know, my big thing is like I just don't use it very much. I had to talk myself. This is a palette I kind of had to talk myself into because like I wanted it because it's like, oh, it's so pretty and it's purple and it's beautiful. And then I had to talk myself. I had like talked myself into buying it. And I was like, oh, no, you know, you'll have it and you'll use it all the time. You'll find reasons to use it. You'll play with it. You've been wanting to use more color lately. And then I got it and then I never actually used it. I think I've used it twice, maybe 3 times, but twice I know for sure. And also too, because it's so big and doesn't fit in my drawers, right? Like I can't have it stacked up like this. It needs to be laying down flat. I have it in my bottom drawer laid flat and then other palettes are on top of it and I don't see it. And since I don't see it all the time, I will sometimes be like, oh yeah, Bloodlust is in that bottom drawer underneath all the other palettes. And it's like, yeah. Am I ever going to get rid of it? No. You know, am I ever going to depot it to make it easier for me to like remember to use it or to have it somewhere else? No. I'll just have it forever. I don't know. I don't know. So that is all of my palettes ranked from number 1 to number 16. And yeah, I hope you liked the video. I know it's just a bunch of me just talking and showing you random palettes, but yeah, I do plan on doing this with my other palettes that I have that are not Jeffree Star related. I was thinking about doing a favorites video, like my favorite non-Jeffree Star palettes, my least favorite non-Jeffree Star palettes, and like the ones in the middle and stuff. I don't know if I will, but I was thinking about it. But I might. I don't know. I'll think about it more and we'll just have to see how that goes. Alright, well I hope you liked this video and I'll talk to you later. Bye!